Hello, I'm just going to go through and give you a demonstration of what an optical trials lens set looks like. I'll start off with the trial case. It's a nice metal box. It is a proper case. You'll see it's got a nice carrying handle and it's got two locks. As it is, I don't use the locks on this, so they've even got the red plastic that came through, despite the fact these are probably about 50 years old, these lenses. So I'm just going to open it up. And as I lift the lid, so what I carry in here, I have a nice cloth. This is so that I can keep the lenses nice and clean. Just folding it up out the way for now. I'll just leave that here. Now this is a model 266 trial lens set. It is from the 1980s. I'll just remove a couple of accessories for now. I'll come back to them in a moment. And I'm just going to lift this up because at the moment it's nice and flat in the case. But if I was outside using this for any reason and the wind caught the lid, it would send it flying back down on me. So now it comes with a tray that, as you've just seen, I can lift up and tilt it up, so that makes it a bit easier to use. So what we have now, we have the trial lenses. All these with the black, they're all hyperopia lenses, so that means they're all a plus lens. And you've also got plus sills as well, which are these. Now, those with the red lenses are called myopic lenses. So they're all minus prescription, and again you've got the minus sills. You also have prism lenses which change the direction of light. You've got a collection here, they're all different powers, and then you've got some accessories which I'll go through in a moment. You also have what's called a polarizing lens, which enhances things. You can see quite differently using a polarized lens. Right, so if we go through, what we actually have here is two lenses of each power. So these 025, you can hear there, they're glass lenses, and they're in a metal case, and again glass lenses. And you'll notice that they're a full aperture lens. That means the whole of the case is filled with the lens. In addition, I've just got an extra lens here to show you, and that one is called a small aperture lens, and you'll notice there's a big rim around the lens, and it's just a much smaller lens shape. So we've got the 075 is next, so it goes up in quarter diopters. That's single steps, and we do, before we use them, we regularly give them a clean. Really simple step, and that's cleaned. So I'm going to go in up to a +1 next. So that's a +1, and I'm going to now collect a +2. And you can already start to see the difference in the lenses just by having a +1 to a +2. But then I'm going to keep hold of the +1, and I'll go on to a +3. And again, you can see the difference. Now, this lens is really in need of changing because there's a few scratches on the lens. And a +4 gets thicker again. Then we go on to a +5. And now you can start to see a much bigger difference. Moving on to a +6. Can you see how it bulbs out in the middle compared to that one, which is pretty flat? A +7 is thicker again, and again you can see how it bulges in the middle. Let's move on to a +8. Can you also hear a difference in the sound? A +9. And you can also see the magnification difference. They get a bit heavier as well as you go along, as you get the higher powers. So there's a +10. Now they go up in individual diopters at this point. So there's 11. I'm going to jump a few now, go straight to the +20. Now look at the size of that thick lens. Now it's made of glass, which means it's got a very good V value, so the vision is very good out of that lens. Now I'll move on to a sill. So here we have an 025 sill, and can you see the lines on this coming down here? That's because it's a directional lens. It's hard to tell that the vision's changing on an 025, but I'm just going to get now. It goes up in quarter diopters all the way up to 1, then quarter diopters up to 2, quarter diopters up to 3, quarter diopters up to 4, then it goes in half diopters to 450, +5, +550 and +6. So I'm going to get a +6. Now as this moves, can you see how the direction of the image changes? It still may not be clear, but it does change. So that's covered the plus lenses. Now if we go on to the minus lenses, this time what you're going to notice, it will still change in thickness, but it'll change in a different way. So this is straightforward. This is a -025. And again, remember I said the minuses are all with a red casing, so you can't get them mixed up really. Although in saying that, this lens has been replaced. And this is a -350, but this is a clear case, an unpainted case for the lens. Now I'm going to jump straight up to the -20 compared to the -025, and look at the difference it makes. And as you look at my face, I've shrunk quite a lot. When I turn it this way, it's got a concave lens, so it actually dips in the middle, but look how thick that edge is. When it's the -025, it's still pretty much flat. Oh, and again, glass lenses, you notice they have a slightly different sound to the plus lenses. Now, normally in this particular model of trial case, you would have 2 cross sills. I've actually got 2 flip lenses instead. So this particular one, it's a metal version, and you adjust the width according to the PD of the person you're measuring, so that it goes straight in front of the eyes. One side is plus and the other is minus. So this is the red side, so this is minus and this is plus. It's a way of checking to see if the prescription is good or if they need more plus or more minus. So that's your metal one. Right, so the more modern version is the plastic lens, and this has plus and minus on it, and you can see now I'm going to look through the plus because it says plus on the bottom of that. So that would make things slightly bigger, and if it needs to be improved for prescription, then it'll say better or worse, and then you try it with the plastic with the minus, and again, is it better or worse? Now we're coming on to these extra lenses, and here we have a green lens, and this one is a slot lens, or they call it a crack lens. This one is called an intersecting lens, and it's got a cross down the middle. And this one they call the wicker lens. This one's called a hole lens. It's a slot. The whole idea is when you look through a slotted a pinhole lens, this one is frosted, so you'd have your prescription in the lens or near prescription, and then they're frosted so you can't see out of it anyway, but it helps to prevent things like headaches from it. This one is just a plain lens. It's a cross cylinder lens actually. Then we have a dark lens, and last of all a red lens. So that's our accessory lenses. And next we have prism lenses. Now prisms change the direction of light. So we start off with a low prism. This is a half diopter. So this one's half a diopter, and again you can see it changes the direction of light. It's only a small amount, but you can actually see that happening. So if you're looking at my face, it's moving it. Right, so gets more. So I'm going to skip it and go up, skip a few. I'm going to go up to a 2 diopter. So again, and I'm starting with the lines going up straight. That keeps the lens in the image in the same one specific direction, but now you'll see there's more movement, so it makes your eyes, it moves the light, makes your eyes think that the item is in a slightly different place. Let's move up now to an even bigger lens. So this one's a 6 diopter prism. So again, we've got it in the right place now, but you can see it moves all over the place. And now that's a big movement. Now I'm going to go up to the biggest prism that I've got here, which is actually 10 diopters. You'll see that really does move everything. in a big way. So that gives you an idea on the trail lenses on this particular set. So I'm just going to put it all away now. Now, something I do keep in here as well is my pupil distance ruler. I can use this for measuring different items, including measuring pupil distance. So I'd put it against the pupil, and then I would check to see where it is on here. Just put my glasses on to see it. And that tells me I'm a 68 PD. It takes a lot of practice to get it like that when you're doing that. So I'm just going to close this up. It'll get you thinking now when you have another eye test.